Hi guys. Happy Monday. Happy morning. I am recording this on the day it's going out. That's nothing new. But without further ado, hi La Buffalo for this week. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't even know what I'm saying. Basically, hi La Buffalo. Hi for this week. I went to my friend Tara's aunt's apartment because she lives here in the city, and her aunt cooked me and Tara a home cooked meal. And I think that was my favorite thing because I think especially this past week have been really busy, so I just haven't had time to eat proper meals, to be honest. As you guys know, I am starting tattooing and I'm juggling that with YouTube, my job, and moving, and that is a lot of work, and I'm not really complaining because I actually really love it and I put it on myself. I knew what I was doing when I signed up for everything. But with that being said, I haven't really had really proper meals. Like I've been eating, like sometimes I'll just have a latte and that's my lunch, or I'll have like a cookie because I had cookies in the pantry and I'm like, okay, that's good enough. It fills me and sustains me for a little bit. And so having that home cooked meal for that one meal on Friday night was like so good. We had Indian food and it was curry with some chicken and this other like stir fry vegetable dish, and it was it just hit the spot. Yeah, so I love that. And for my low, as you guys know, last time I spoke in the last episode, I mentioned that I have to go back to the dentist because my crown fell out. And that's going to cost money, and it's not even my fault because that means the dentist did something wrong if the like permanent crown just like completely fell out of my mouth for some reason, and it hasn't even been a year. So I don't know why it was falling out of my mouth. But anyways, just to add on to that bill that I have to pay and also the deposits for moving, I also forgot to pay my credit card bill. And I know it's because everything just started happening in the past few weeks and my credit card bill was due in the past few weeks. And I always get notifications on my email and I always am so on top of it. I've never missed a credit card payment in my 8+ years of having a credit card. This time I forgot to pay it, and the worst part, it was the credit card where I pay rent, so the bill was insane. The interest slash late fee was and I will never allow it to happen again. So yesterday I spent like an entire 2-3 hours like fixing my finances and getting that shit together and making sure I never ever forget to pay a credit card bill. I have notifications on. I choose not to do auto pay for many reasons because sometimes it just doesn't work right, and if it doesn't work right, you don't know that it didn't work. Just so many things could go wrong, so I'd rather manually do it and know that it went in. So that might be old school of me, but I think I'm just gonna keep doing it that way, and you guys can do whatever you want for your finances, but that's just how I'm gonna do it. And for my buffalo, the weird thing that happened this past week, I actually didn't tell my dad about being a tattoo artist. I told my mom because she was, I feel like, a little bit more accepting. I feel like she'd understand a little bit more, but my dad is like very anti-tattoo, even anti the tattoos on my body. So I'm sure I've talked about this plenty of times, and I knew that he wasn't gonna like the fact that I was trying to be a tattoo artist, but he ended up finding out anyways from some family friends. I called him this one time and he was like, why didn't you tell me that you're being a tattoo artist? I saw on Facebook. And I was like, what? I was like, I don't even have Facebook. I was like, why? How did you see that? And I found out that a family friend spilled the beans, but they didn't realize that I wasn't choosing to tell my family. He like found out. I also blocked him on all my social media, so there's really no way for him to find out, which is why I was like very surprised. And then yesterday he gave me a call, and this is like after a few days of him like thinking and realizing that this is a thing I'm doing. And I knew he wasn't gonna like it, so I was waiting for him to kind of bring it up. He brought it up yesterday. He was like, hey, I just want to give you some advice. I don't think you should be a tattoo artist. And I was like, okay. I was like, I knew that was coming in my head. And I was like, why not? For shits and giggles, let's see, why not? And he says, because people who are heavily tatted are drug addicts. And I was like, I wasn't shocked, honestly, but I was like, I'm not gonna fight that battle today. I was so tired last night. I was like, I just want to sleep, and this is not the night to talk about this. And so I was like, okay, yeah, but you don't need to worry, Dad, because I'm not a drug addict. But then he was like, I understand, but your clients will be, and they're going to influence you. And the more and more you get surrounded by them, the more you're likely to do drugs. And it just takes a few times for them to keep asking, and you keep saying no, but eventually you're going to say yes. And I was like, wow. I was like, okay, I won't do that. That's literally what I said. But in my head, I was just thinking, that's so funny that my dad thinks I have been living in such a sheltered world where I haven't been exposed or been surrounded by so many people who just do drugs. And there's nothing wrong with doing it. It's just funny that he doesn't think this is a normal thing to experience in general. You don't have to be a tattoo artist to be surrounded by people who do drugs, and being surrounded by people who ask you to do drugs and having to say no if you don't want to take them. So that was just interesting to me. Anyways, for the topic of this episode, so I know this is super random, but I actually love talking about this. And it's so weird that I do talk about it, not so often, but I have pretty good amount of conversations about this topic with random people that I meet. And it is wedding planning, and just like, what's your ideal wedding? What do you imagine your dress to look like? What kind of ring do you want? Blah, blah, blah. And I also like to ask guy friends about it too. Like, do you even care about what the wedding's like? It's just such a fun conversation that I was like, I feel like a lot of people would want to like hear some ideas or like talk about it in an episode. I know it's super random. I'm also single, which is why it's kind of funny that I have so much of it planned out. I have a full-on Pinterest board, guys. I'm like one of those people now, and I used to like never be like that, but it's so fun. It's like very much an aesthetic thing. It's like how I plan outfits, it's how I plan like my art and stuff. And I'm also just very type A planner type of person, so it was bound to happen. It was like in my genes, and it obviously is going to change, but yeah, this is what I have for now. And it's actually kind of interesting to see what will actually happen at my wedding, if I even get married, knock on wood. And if I don't ever get married, then I could just use this inspiration for like some kind of party. I was talking to some friends recently, and they're all going to weddings, which is so exciting. I really do love a wedding because it's just like a day or multiple days where multiple people in your life that you care about or kind of care about or not really just like gather, and they just have so much positive energy in one room. You just celebrate people being in love. You just celebrate. And I think that's just so good. It's like, and everyone works so hard to enjoy it and have like a good mood and like bring out good energy to the room. So I just love that, and it's so contagious at a wedding. And it's just so fun. Even if the wedding's super shit and stuff, or like not well done, like whatever, it's still like the idea of just having everyone in a room that cares about you. Yeah, I'm single, and I already planned out my wedding, and that's what we're going to talk about for this episode. I also have to say, like, disclaimer for this episode is that a lot of it is going to be visual. I'm going to try my best to describe it so that if you're listening to this and you can't watch the screen, then you can really understand what's going on. I'm going to try my best, but the visuals do help a lot. So apologies for anyone who finds that really annoying. I know I would if I were like driving and I couldn't look at my screen and I wanted to still listen to this episode. If you want to follow me on Pinterest, I'll put it down below. It's very thoroughly used. I pin a million things. It's like my probably main form of social media, if you can count it. In my wedding board, I have photos, cake, other, bridesmaids, venue, invitations, ring, and wedding dress. Starting with, what's the most fun? Let's do the wedding dress. So when I was really young, I used to really want a very poofy princess-like wedding dress. And then I was like, okay, that's too much now. Now I'm like, let's go more minimalist. Let's go more calm. Like I'm not going for something crazy anymore. I just want something very simple and elegant. And realistically, I want to have like kind of like a tube top type of look. But I also realize that it's not realistic because I have my tattoos and I don't actually want my whole family to know that I have these tattoos. I don't want the wedding day to be the day that they all find out. And so a lot of the ones that I did keep in this folder are not realistic whatsoever and probably won't happen. But just imagine that there's sleeves. I don't know, just simple straight maxi dress. I've seen these capes and I think I would love like a cape or like open back where it drapes a little bit on the back and it just looks kind of like a mini cape or even a full-on cape. That would be so pretty to have that trail behind you. I also seen like massive bows. Not necessary at all, but it's so fun. But I wouldn't do the cape with the bow. I would just do the bow or I'd do the cape. The next thing is the ring, obviously. So I have a few options here. The one that I'm leaning most towards is just the classic ring because I'm just thinking to myself, I have to wear this ring every day for the rest of my life. And I want it to fit with the vibes of the other rings. So I don't want it to be over the top. For sure, I would want a gold band. The type of like rock placement is confusing for me. I haven't totally nailed that down. I saw brown diamond. That was insane. I would love a brown diamond. So the next is the invitation. And so for my invitation, I really only have one style. I think this would be super cute to do a photo booth style. The strip would be like a film photo booth strip. And it's like you take pictures with your partner in the photo booth and that's the front of the invitation. Also, I saw this tip on Pinterest that says, on your RSVP cards, put a line for a requested song. This way you will know what your guests want to hear and they will get excited when their song comes on. I think that's super cool. And for my venue, I think the venue is like the thing that I've thought out the most, that I like am very, very set on. I really want to do it outside and I imagine it in an area with a lot of trees, like a really insane park. I don't even know where this is, but look at this insane, like massive willow tree and like all the chairs set up. That is gorgeous. I love a good willow tree. I mean, I literally have the willow tree on my hand, but it sounds so conceited, but willow tree is my, like one part of my Chinese name. So with your Chinese name, you have different characters and the characters themselves mean different things, even though together it's just like your name. And one of the characters is willow tree. That is really conceited now that I say that. I just love myself so much. Honestly, if I don't find somebody, I could totally do this because it's like an ode to myself. So the thing with the venue is that I don't like the seating arrangement that I've been seeing where there's like circle tables. Doesn't really get people all together and like mingling across tables. I don't like the long single table. I thought I liked that, but I've done that before and I've been to those kinds of events and like it sucks because you really only can talk to like two people and then you can't talk to anybody else. And if I have a lot of people going, that's going to be an insanely long table. I saw this one thing and I like think it's a little bit crazy, but I think it would be so fun and cute. Basically a massive picnic. Like imagine that. So obviously you're going to have the area where you get married, right? You like say your vows. I don't know what you call that. And then the area where you actually eat. It would be so cool to have like a million picnic blankets, right? And you just have like food sitting on the picnic blankets, a table with all the food, like a buffet style. So you have everyone like pick up their food and everyone sits down, and there's some umbrellas so that it's not too hot and you're not getting sunburned, and everyone just like moves around and sits with each other and like talks to each other. And then like I can go around and sit with people on the grass and on the picnic blankets and talk to everyone, and it's kind of like a big giant summer party. Oh, which reminds me, I would love, well, I wouldn't want to have it in the summer. I would want it in the spring or the fall, but preferably fall, because in the springtime, my allergies would be crazy, and I'm sure many of my family members and friends would feel the same way, especially my mom, because she's very, very allergic to pollen and like the dust in the air during springtime. I was thinking that, and I just think that would be so stinking fun for the bridesmaids. They basically wear patterned dresses, like summery dresses. I think that's so cute. Like imagine like a blue pink look. Or I also really love the idea of having the bridesmaids wear black. I think that's really elegant and fun. Or I love warm orange reddish color, so maybe they would wear different color versions of that like hue. I don't know, I think that's also really cute. I haven't figured that one out yet. And then for my other folder, just has other like little details. Like I think I would love to put bows around like the glasses. This bouquet, like a flower bouquet, but made out of balloons. Thought that was really cute too. I don't know if I'd actually do that. Also, instead of throwing confetti, you would throw dried flowers as like a little gift thing that, you know, people take home from your wedding. I was thinking like a hangover kit, all the medicine. The thing that the guest sign, like the guest book, I was thinking they had people draw on a canvas. I think that'd be so fun to have people collage on a canvas, or a calendar where you force them to put their name on their birthday so you can tell them happy birthday, which would be really great. And then the last is the flowers. I saw this is so pretty, like a really deep red flower bouquet. I don't even know what kind of flowers these are. Or like this black bouquet, black flowers. Oh, I think that would be so pretty. Last thing that I wanted to show you guys is the cake. And this I have thought out a lot, but this is for sure the cake I want. I want a massive flat cake. And it's like maybe max like 2-3 inches, and you just scoop it out. You like scoop or you cut out the piece 3 feet by 3 feet. And it's just like the long flat cake. And then finally, for the wedding photos, I'm going film. I want it to be like fun, kind of like nostalgic old photo kind of energy. I think that's always been my aesthetic. Photos not very posy and professional. I think that would be the best. And I also want to put like a digital camera on every single like picnic blanket so that people can take it and take photos, and then I would print out the photos that are in the digital camera and see what people took. But yeah, anyways, I'm done talking now. I really have to go because I'm going to be late for my tattoo class. But thank you guys so much for listening. Let me know your guys' ideas because I would love to hear them. This is like my favorite part. I love talking about it as much as I love hearing about other people's ideas. And let me know if you're the same, where you're like planned out your wedding, but you're like not even close to that happening. Yeah. All right. Bye.